Our keynote speaker this afternoon is Mr. Lawrence Armstrong. Larry Armstrong is the CEO of Ware Malcomb, a leading national design firm providing planning, architectural, interior design, graphic design, and civil engineering services to commercial real estate and corporate clients throughout the world. Established in 1972, the firm has 12 offices throughout the United States and in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Panama City, Panama, and others. Armstrong is both an accomplished architect and a strong business leader. He's well known for his strategic, visionary approach to the company's management and growth, as well as his commitment to fiscal discipline to ensure the overall health of his growing firm. His strong design ability and focus on creativity and on innovation greatly influence all aspects of the organization. His philosophy of embracing change and rewarding achievement as well as innovation has resulted in a highly successful, dynamic firm. In 2008, Larry Armstrong was selected as an award winner for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, the Orange County Desert Cities region, and was also a national finalist. He joined Ware Malcomb in 1984 and shortly thereafter was responsible for running the firm's Los Angeles office. In 1988, he became a principal of the firm and then became CEO in 1992. Larry is a licensed architect in more than 40 states as well as Ontario, Canada. He received his Bachelor of Architecture degree in 1980 and his Bachelor of Science in Architecture in 1979 from Kent State University, where he also spent a semester studying abroad in Italy. Armstrong is a member of the National Council of Architectural Registration Boards and is a LEED accredited professional. He's known as an accomplished artist and works in a variety of mediums such as paintings, furniture design, and sculpture. I've known Larry Armstrong as long as I've been at Kent State, and many of us on the faculty and in the administration know him to be a terrific friend of this university, a leading architect, and a cool guy as well. And you should see his art. It's really quite incredible. Please join me in welcoming one of our own, Larry Armstrong.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Lefton. You know, a day like this reminds me how much I love Kent State University. I remember walking in here 33 years ago with my classmates from the architecture department and sitting kind of right over here. And maybe like a lot of you guys today, I was kind of looking around to see where my family was sitting. And finally I saw my dad. He was sitting right up there and he was waving wildly at me. And I cracked up, you know, it was pretty funny because it wasn't something he normally did. But I knew at that moment he was proud of me. Just like I know all of your family and friends that are here are proud of all of you right now. So congratulations and great job. So I was asked to share some things I've learned on my journey. And so I want to talk about three themes, I think, that helped me in my career and in my life. And those are hard work, risk-taking, and loving what you do every day. And I think this combination of ideas enhances your ability to be successful. Hard work seems obvious, I guess, but it's a must. Hard work creates opportunities. When you have opportunities, it allows you to make choices in your life. Some of those choices require you to take a risk. I think if you love what you're doing, hard work becomes easy and it mitigates those risks. My dad taught me growing up that you should always work hard and give your best to everything you do and never be ashamed of the result. He said, when you get a job, show up early, leave late. Bosses notice, good things happen. So I want to share 3 examples along my journey where I had to take a risk, and it paid off. Right after graduation in 1980, I got a job at a small architectural firm right here over here in Ravenna, and I was making $5 an hour, and I was so excited. That's $1 for every year I spent in college. It was awesome. So then, in the winter of 1981, we had a recession in the U.S., and it hit the Midwest particularly hard, and it hit Northeast Ohio particularly hard. And so the small firm I was working with slowed down quite a bit, and I got laid off from my very first job. Bummer. And so I was talking to some of my classmates who had moved to California right after graduation, and they said, you know, it's busy out here, there's jobs out here, you guys should come out. And I'd never really even thought about leaving the state. And so Sandy and I talked about it, and Sandy said, you know, we need to do this, we need to move. And so I called my dad and asked his advice, and he said, you know, you don't have obligations, you don't have kids, you haven't bought a house yet, you guys should probably do this. So we scraped together all the money we had, which was $500, and we packed our car and we drove across the country in about 5 days. One of our friends had a studio apartment in Orange County. He let us sleep on his floor while we looked for jobs. And Sandy found a job, and I found a job, and we got an apartment, and we've been there ever since. So the second opportunity that came along was I was working for the firm that I currently work for, Ware Malcomb, and I'd been there about 1.5 years, and we were having our summer picnic. And we were hanging out, and we were having fun, and the end of the day was coming, and people were leaving, and one of the partners came up to me, and he said, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? We're expanding, we're growing, we're going to open a new office north of Los Angeles in the San Fernando Valley, and we were wondering if you'd like to go open that office and work for us up there and run the office. You know, and I'm like, he goes, why don't you go home and think about it over the weekend? And I said, I don't need to think about it, I'm in. Now, I was pretty scared because I'd never done anything like that. I certainly hadn't run an office. I was a young architect. But we went up there, we moved our family into an unfamiliar place, and we built the office, and it worked out pretty well. So then a few years later, I'm working in my office on a Friday morning, and I get a phone call from the president of the company, and he says, I want you to come down and meet with me tomorrow morning in my office on Saturday morning. I'm like, what's this going to be about? I think I'm doing all right. So I show up Saturday morning, and he explains to me that he's ready to retire from the company, and he thinks I'm ready to take over. And he wants me to move back to headquarters and take over the company. So at this point, I'm younger than most of the people in the company. So I didn't really think about it much. Of course, I took it. But, it's a scary thing, right? So we moved back to Orange County, and we took over the company, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I learned a lot. And so 22 years later, as CEO of Ware Malcomb, we've been fortunate to be able to expand our company nationally and internationally. And the reason, I think, is that I really do love what I do. I get to learn, get to grow every day. I get to touch every part of our business where I can make an impact and add value. And I really see myself as a steward of our company for a certain amount of time before I pass it on. And I want to take this company the farthest I can in the time I have to take it. And I want to create opportunities for other young people, just like was created for me. And so that's what I'm trying to do. It's a great, great honor to to be chosen to be here and speak to you today, and I want to thank Dr. Lefton. But I want to leave you with a couple more thoughts. The first is, after you leave here, stay connected to Kent State. I really want to encourage you to do that. I've really enjoyed being reconnected here. I've enjoyed all the opportunities I've been given here at Kent State. And it's really, it is a very special and amazing place. The farther I get away from it, the more I realize that. And then I'm going to share with you a poem that inspires me, that I think emphasizes pretty much everything I'm talking about. And it's called Time. The light of daybreak brings a gift, to be cared for. Do not relinquish to idleness, to be rejoiced in, to not be squandered. The fall of darkness brings a gift, to feel accomplished, to not relinquish to disappointment, to cherish, to not despair. I want to thank my wife Sandy and my son James and my daughter Lauren for being here today to support me, which they do every day. I loved my time here at Kent State, and I appreciate the opportunity to be involved again here. Congratulations to all of you. Work hard, take risks, have fun, and go Flashes! Thanks.
Larry, I'd like to invite you back to the podium for a second. I have a special award. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I'm honored to present you with a special alumni award for your outstanding professional achievements and your dedication to your alma mater.
Thank you so much.